Welcome to MysteryVerse. What if you could improve your English simply by listening to a story and speaking along with it? No complicated grammar lessons. No difficult textbooks. Just listen, repeat, and speak. In today's lesson, you'll follow an exciting story while practicing English listening, pronunciation, vocabulary, rhythm, and speaking through shadowing. First, listen to the story. Then, listen again and repeat after each sentence. And finally, try to speak along with the narrator without looking at the text. By the end of this lesson, you won't just understand more English. You'll actually speak more English. Put on your headphones, relax, and let's begin. Part 1. Listen to the story. The door that was never opened. It was almost midnight when Daniel arrived home. The streets were quiet. Most of the shops were closed, and there were only a few cars on the road. Daniel had just finished a long day at work. He was tired, hungry, and ready to sleep. As he walked toward his apartment, something caught his attention. There was a small envelope lying on the ground. Daniel stopped. He looked around. Nobody was there. He picked up the envelope. His name was written on it. Daniel! He became confused. Who left this here? Ewan de Red. He opened the envelope carefully. Inside, there was only one sentence. Go to room 17 before midnight. Daniel looked at his watch. Et toi 11h42 page Sem? He immediately felt nervous. His apartment building had 16 rooms. There was no room 17. At least, that was what he believed. Daniel entered the building and walked toward the stairs. As he climbed to the second floor, he noticed something strange. At the end of the hallway, there was a door he had never seen before. The number on the door was 17. Daniel stopped walking. His heart began to beat faster. He looked at the envelope again. Then he looked at the door. Slowly, he reached for the handle. The door was unlocked. Daniel opened it. Inside was a small room covered in darkness. There was an old wooden table in the middle of the room. On the table was a photograph. Daniel picked it up. His hands began to shake. The photograph showed Daniel as a child. Standing beside him was his father. But there was something strange about the picture. His father was holding the exact same envelope. Daniel turned the photograph over. There were 4 words written on the back. You were here before. Daniel stepped backward. What does this mean? C'est dans le lit. The door behind him closed. Part 2. Listening practice. Now, let's listen to some important sentences from the story. Don't repeat yet. Just listen carefully. Sentence 1. It was almost midnight when Daniel arrived home. Sentence 2. The streets were quiet. Sentence 3. Something caught his attention. Sentence 4. His name was written on the envelope. Sentence 5. He became confused. Sentence 6. His heart began to beat faster. Sentence 7. Slowly, he reached for the handle. Sentence 8. His hands began to shake. Sentence 9. What does this mean? Sentence 10. Suddenly, the door behind him closed. Excellent. Now, we're going to shadow the story. Part 3. Shadowing practice. Sentence 1. Listen. It was almost midnight when Daniel arrived home. Repet. It was almost midnight when Daniel arrived home. Again. It was almost midnight when Daniel arrived home. One more time, naturally. It was almost midnight when Daniel arrived home. Sentence 2. Listen. The streets were quiet. Repet. The streets were quiet. Again. The streets were quiet. Try to connect the words. The streets were quiet. Excellent. Sentence 3. Listen. Something caught his attention. Repet. Something caught his attention. Again. Something caught his attention. Try to say it naturally. Something caught his attention. Sentence 4. Listen. His name was written on the envelope. Repet. His name was written on the envelope. Again. His name was written on the envelope. Don't speak word by word. Say it smoothly. His name was written on the envelope. Sentence 5. Listen. He became confused. Repet. He became confused. Again. He became confused. Now say it naturally. He became confused. Part for shadowing with emotion. Now we're going to make the practice more challenging. Don't just repeat the words. Copy the emotion, speed, rhythm, and pronunciation. Imagine you are Daniel. You are nervous. You don't know what's behind the door. Listen carefully. Daniel stopped walking. Repeat with emotion. Daniel stopped walking. Daniel stopped walking. Oh no. His heart began to beat faster. Repet. His heart began to beat faster. Again. His heart began to beat faster. Now say, what does this mean? Repet. What does this mean? En finale. Suddenly, the door behind him closed. Repet. Suddenly, the door behind him closed. Excellent. That's shadowing. You're not simply repeating English. You're training your mouth and brain to produce English more naturally. Part 5. Useful vocabulary. Let's learn some important words from the story. An envelope. An envelope is a paper container used for letters or documents. Exemple. I found an envelope on the table. Repet. Envelope. 2. Attention. Attention means the act of noticing or focusing on something. Exemple. Something caught his attention. Repet. Attention. 3. Confused. Confused means you don't understand something clearly. Exemple. Daniel was confused by the message. Repet. Confused. Foureux et nervous. Nervous means worried, afraid, or uncomfortable about something. Exemple. He felt nervous before opening the door. Repet. Nerveux. Fiveux handle. A handle is the part of a door that you use to open it. Exemple. She reached for the door handle. Repet. Handle. C'est soudainly. Suddenly means something happens quickly and unexpectedly. Exemple. Suddenly, the lights went out. Repet. Soudainly. Part 6. Listen and repeat. Now let's practice complete sentences. I will say each sentence first. You repeat after me. Ready? I found a strange envelope. Your turn. I found a strange envelope. Something caught my attention. Your turn. Something caught my attention. I became very nervous. Your turn. I became very nervous. I didn't know what to do. Your turn. I didn't know what to do. Slowly, I opened the door. Your turn. Slowly, I opened the door. Suddenly, I heard a strange noise. Your turn. Suddenly, I heard a strange noise. Excellent. Part 7, Natural Speaking Practice. Now let's make the sentences more conversational. Instead of saying, I am very nervous, you can naturally say, I'm really nervous. Répète. I'm really nervous. Instead of, I do not know what is happening. I don't know what's happening. Répète. I don't know what's happening. Instead of, I was surprised by what I saw. I couldn't believe what I saw. Répète. I couldn't believe what I saw. These contractions and natural expressions will help your English sound more conversational. Part 8, Full Shadowing Challenge. Now comes the real challenge. I'm going to tell the story again in shorter sentences. This time, don't wait too long. Listen. And speak immediately after me. Ready? It was almost midnight. Répète. Daniel was walking home. Répète. The streets were quiet. Répète. Suddenly, he saw an envelope. Répète. His name was written on it. Répète. Daniel became nervous. Répète. He opened the envelope. Répète. There was a strange message inside. Répète. Go to room 17 before midnight. Répète. Daniel looked at his watch. Répète. Était à 11h42. Répète. He didn't understand. Répète. Then he saw a strange door. Répète. The number was 17. Répète. Daniel slowly opened the door. Répète. Inside was a dark room. Répète. There was an old photograph. Répète. Daniel couldn't believe what he saw. Répète. It was a picture of him as a child. Répète. Then the door suddenly closed. Répète. Fantastique. That was a real shadowing exercise. Part 9. Speak without looking. Bé. Now put the script aside. Try to answer these questions in English. Question 1. Where was Daniel going? Trito en souhait. Daniel was going. Question 2. What did he find? Eché. Un fund. Question 3. What was written on the envelope? Théorie. Essai. Question 4. What did Daniel discover? Tay. He discovered. Question 5. What happened at the end? Tay. Soudan lit. Tak your team. Don't worry about mistakes. The goal is to speak. Part 10 Final Shadowing. Let's finish with one powerful paragraph. Listen fi reste. Then repeat the entire paragraph. Daniel was tired, but he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the mysterious envelope and the strange room. He didn't know who had left the message, but he knew that something important was waiting for him. Even though he was nervous, he decided to open the door. No repère? Daniel was tired, but he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the mysterious envelope and the strange room. He didn't know who had left the message, But he knew that something important was waiting for him. Even though he was nervous, he decided to open the door. Excellent. Now, try it one more time without looking. Speak naturally. Don't stop if you make a mistake. Keep going. That's how fluency grows. Finale motivation. Remember. You don't become fluent by only studying English. You become fluent by using English. Listen. Repère. Explique. Make mistake. Try again. Every sentence you repeat is training your brain. Every word you pronounce is building confidence. And every day you practice brings you one step closer to speaking English naturally. So don't wait until your English is perfect. Start speaking now. This is MysteryVerse, where stories become lessons, and lessons become confidence. If you enjoyed this story listening plus shadowing practice, like the video, subscribe to MysteryVerse, and turn on the notification bell. And remember, listen every day. Shadow every day. Speak every day. Your English will improve. See you in the next story. Keep listening. Keep shadowing. Keep speaking.